Just that easy, just that quick. You can also join the American Adversaries Army like General and be a member. All you have to do is go to our website, AmericanAdversariesRadio.com, and click on over to the recruiting office, and you can join up right there. We're working on a brand new newsletter right now. I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, Nick Cicero is on the bridge. 407-774-8255 is still the number. Now, tomorrow night, we're not going to be here. We're going to be at the Taste of Apopka. And just so happens we've got 2 tickets for the Taste of Apopka for tomorrow night. We're going to give away later on in the show, so you're going to want to stick close by that phone. And these tickets you'll have to pick up at the station, but we're right down the street from the Highland Manor, which is where it's going to be. How much do those tickets
sell for?
$35.
I'll tell you, I mean, last year we had a great, remember afterwards?
It was jam-packed.
Oh, and the food at the different stations and everything.
Oh, boy, I tell you what.
But I'm going with fruit because, you know, I gained too much weight Monday with all you slobs that I was sitting there eating with.
The heck with that. I'm going for the real groceries, man. Anyway, yeah, that's tomorrow night, Taste of Apopka. You're all invited. It's at the Highland Manor, which is at the Fork in the Road, I call it, out there at 441. Out there, I should say, right up the street at 441 and 436. And if you want the actual address, it's 604 East Main Street, Apopka. And it's going to, let's see, general admission is at 6:30 till 9:30, 6:30 to 9:30. They do have a VIP reception, which is going to be from 5:30 to 6:30. Now, we'll be out there doing our show live. As a matter of fact, the Big Tuna himself, Big Jim Turner, is going to be out there with My Hometown show on 1520 WBZW if you want to listen to that. And then we'll be doing our show out there live, of course, 5 to 7. And
I actually think, Chris, they're going to have some wine.
I think just
from my understanding this year, so we could have a taste, maybe on the air.
No,
forget that. We can't do that. No, sorry.
But we'll be going on till 9:30, so that gives us a good 2.5 hours.
We may reopen up.
To partake of the sauce. But in the meantime, once again, you're all invited, and you'll have to, I guess you're going to have to get tickets at the door. Nick, do you see is there a website where people can contact to? I don't see a website here. We'll check on that, but certainly you can go to am660theanswer.com where we have information on all of these types of events. But nonetheless, you can buy the tickets at the door unless it sells out. But we do have 2 tickets to give away. We'll do that later on in the show. And
because you remember last year, it was extremely well attended.
Oh,
I remember that because when we were finished, we went around to the different booths, and the lines were pretty long.
ApopkaChamber.org.
Okay, you go to ApopkaChamber.org. Thank you, Nick. That's ApopkaChamber.org to get tickets. I know it's kind of late in the game, but if you do it tonight, you can get there tomorrow. ApopkaChamber.org. And they did sell out last year. They cut it off.
Remember that? Because we were in line for a while to get some of the goodies.
Yeah, and but they did. They had to stop letting people in. ApopkaChamber.org. But it's going to be at a different locale this year, Highland Manor at the Fork in the Road, 436 and 441. And because of that, we won't be able to do a little contest. You know, we're starting to have a lot of fun. Well, not starting. We've been having a lot of fun doing these contests.
I'm a little distraught about not having one tomorrow night. However, Chris, could you give me a little description, and then we'll go?
Well, I tell you what we're going to do is contest that we would have tomorrow night, a week from tonight. Next Wednesday night, because next Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Right.
And what we're going to do is we're going to have a little poem contest. Last night we discovered the more sensitive side to Mike McBath. I don't know if we could go as far as to say effeminate side of Mike McBath.
I don't know if I go that far. But
you can't get in touch with your feminine side. You don't have one.
I'm not trying to go the Bruce Jenner route.
I don't know. You haven't heard the poem that he read last night, or that he recited, that is actually his mom wrote for him back when he was in college. But, you know,
excuse me, Chris.
Well, you were the one who was the lace curtain and all that business.
The lacy curtain.
The lacy curtain.
Right.
That's right.
And here I was about 6'4", 275, reading that to a class full
defensive end on the football team.
Players and others. And when I got done, they were in shock that I wrote that, and guess what? I didn't.
His mom did. But even more shocked that you stood up in front of the class and read it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can just think of the wind gently caressing the curtain as the sun came. They're all looking at me going,
boy.
"What are you, nuts?"
And by the way, folks, we haven't stressed this enough, but Mike played defensive end at Penn State, and then for the Buffalo Bills, and then the World Football League. And of course, the defensive ends are most known for being the most brutal players on the field, right?
We try to be when opportunity presents itself.
The Lacy curtain.
I know.
Now,
that ruined my NFL career when I got out.
I can just imagine. No wonder they put you in with O.J. Simpson.
Well, that's another story. When I think of my two teammates, O.J. and Jerry Sandusky, I go like this. Ooh, I said, if I had ended up with Barack Obama as my third, I'd have 3 losers. Unbelievable. But
you came up with a poem. What we're going to do is a week from tomorrow, the night before Thanksgiving, we'll have a little poem contest, a little 4 or 5.
A week from today.
A week from today. Thank you, Nick. A week from today. That's right. I'm losing track of time here. A week from today will be the night before Thanksgiving. We'll do the little poem contest. We're looking for 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. One guy's going to do a haiku. He called in and asked about that. And but just to give you a little sample, Mike's got one.
Chris, I'm concerned about, poetry is a form of verbal art. And it just seems to be disappearing, at least among the crowd. That's what we want from our listeners. And we'd like you to tie it into politics somehow. And if you want to tie it to a movie star who seems to lean to the left, you're welcome to do that. So I'm going to begin now, and I don't want too many cheers. Now, Hillary knows how to lie. As men in Benghazi die, her foundation is a fraud, even though she looks like Maude. Pantsuits are really cool if you are a lion-stealing fool. All right, that's it. Now, this gives you the format. You can understand where my mother wrote my poem. Something we had some people called in with over enthusiasm yesterday. They're trying to fire off their poem, and we're trying to say, wait, the prizes are next Wednesday. Wait,
Chris, you have one. I was inspired.
Now I feel like I've done something for society.
Yeah, I'm calling it my ode to B.O.
Now, who would that be?
Or what would that be?
Bernie Olsheimer?
Yeah, my ode to B.O. Now, I don't have enough time right now because, but we'll get to it a little bit later in the show, and it's be my sample, if you will, for the contest 1 week from tonight.
I'm going to suffer from anxiety waiting for this now, Chris.
That's the whole idea.
You get it out early.
That's the whole idea. By the way, we have some brand new poll numbers out, and guess who has surged forward again? Some would say recaptured the lead. I would just say widened his lead that he's had all along. That's right. The Moby Dick himself, Donald Trump, is way big in the polls, and these polls are really prior to the terrorist attack and the Syrian refugee now crisis and everything, which I think is all going to work in his favor as well. Ben Carson dropped rather precipitously in these polls, and the other fellows kind of held steady. We also have some new, we're going to talk about Obama's press conference in Manila today. He now fluttered on over to Manila, speaking the same old nonsense.